And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more Formula 1 24 My Team career. This time, as we can see, for the Australian Grand Prix, and we are qualifying in the wet currently. So let's see what we can do. Currently sitting in last place, not really too good, but our car has had a couple more upgrades, and actually, when I was doing this lap, it actually felt quite decent. We've had some rain before on tracks, especially I'm pretty sure we had some in season 1, and compared to what we are currently doing, it just feels so much better right now. I actually feel that I have mostly control over the car, which, I mean, at the start of season 1 we didn't even have control of the car in the dry, so we are definitely doing better. The car is being upgraded. We are still in last place, but hopefully, we are currently sitting in, I'm pretty sure, 5th in the constructor standings, and we're probably on track to finish 7th if, stuff keeps on going the way it's going. I mean, we only have had one race, so, still a long way to go. But if we do finish P7, we get loads more money, so loads more time, loads more, money to upgrade stuff and stuff, as, not really doing too well in the last sector of this lap. It definitely could have been a way cleaner lap. But, we've got that one-shot qualifying, and, you go for it, and, you've got one lap to prove what you've got as we, out of the final corner, go spinning once again. Luckily, keep it on track, but we do qualify. I'm pretty sure that for the first time in the, entire kind of time that I've been playing, in last place. That is quite something. But Norris on pole, Russell second, and Max Verstappen in third place. Let's see what we can do during the race.
This circuit missed a few years off the F1 calendar, and we missed Albert Park. So welcome back, and it's great to be back in Melbourne. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. We're a stone's throw from the enormous Port Phillip Bay for today's race at the 3.28-mile Albert Park circuit. It's a bumpy racing surface here, and the 14 corners could prove especially difficult in the wet conditions. So watch out for a safety car at some point during this Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and starting next to them is George Russell. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Théo Pourchaire, Vesti, Joe, Sargent, Boschung, Red, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are lined up in P21 out of P22, I guess, out of 22 cars, as Magnussen in the Kick Sauber has had some sort of penalty, as it's lights out, and away we go for the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. Let's see if we can even get close to the points, because, I mean, stuff would really have to go down, like in the last race where we got a podium, for us to actually even get into the points, because it would be hard to get into the points, during a dry race, let alone a wet race. But we'll see what we can do, maybe stuff happens and we are in the right place at the right time, like during the last race, which I still can't believe how it went down. It was just absolutely amazing. And for it to be the first race of the season, I just hope, most of the races this season go that well, because that was just something else. As we are already up to P17 ahead of Logan Sargent, which I'm pretty sure we've been battling majority of the 3 seasons, and it's always mostly in a bad way, because we are always crashing into him or he's crashing into us. Not really sure how that works, but it just appears that we are always on the same part of the circuit majority of the time. As on lap 3 over here, a little bit of a warning for a corner cut over there, as Hulkenberg in the Haas and Vesti in the RB right ahead. Vesti locks up, I'm pretty sure. Hulkenberg slams on the brakes. We slam on the brakes as well, but go into the back of Hulkenberg. Luckily no damage for my front wing. Probably no damage for Hulkenberg as well, because what can we really damage? from the back over there. Not really too much that we can hit at that speed to damage. But yeah, luckily no damage for us, because that could have been a front wing off. But luckily, I kind of went in with the front, like, kind of tip of the front wing, and I'm pretty sure that's just like the most strongest part, because if we would have, you know, gone left or right, hit him with like the side, that would have probably caused way more damage, or at least any damage. I was lap 6 over here, into the same space, and lock up over there. Not really lock up, we actually went onto the grass over there. I'm really gutted by that, because I was actually closed in on Hulkenberg. As you can see, 2 green sectors, the rain was letting off, the track was getting in a better spot. We actually closed in on Hulkenberg another 2 or 3 laps or so, and we probably would have been on him, but now 3.2 seconds to him, so really messed up over there. Luckily still in P16 ahead of Vesti, because we actually did open up a gap to the cars behind as well. We were kind of running in a little bit of a no man's land over there. I was on lap 7 over here, people start to pit in, and we move on from P16, and I thought, well, great, everyone's pitting in, it's time for the slicks, and here I am still on the intermediates. I just need to hope that the track is still wet enough that our tyres are still going to have grip, and hopefully you know, the others on the slicks still have a hard time into actually getting up to speed. So before the pit stops we were P60, let's see where we end up after them, as we're actually going to go onto the mediums, because I thought, well, it's lap 8 out of 29, the hard tyres could maybe go to the end, but I thought that everyone else would still go onto a set of either mediums or softs at the end. As Charles Leclerc is out of the session, and we've got a full course safety car out, and I mean, because of that, I guess we move up a spot, so we are in P15, so I mean, we pretty much stayed where we were, so we didn't lose any time, which is good. Vesti actually was further back before now than before, so that was actually good. We actually gained a little bit of time, which was pretty nice to see. Now we are getting ready to resume racing. Let's see if we can get a good start. Our tyres are still pretty much cold, because I mean, we had no racing laps on these tyres, so we are pretty much just bringing them up to temperature right now. So we get a really, really bad run out of the final corner, because we just did not have the grip. I did not feel the grip in the rears to go on the throttle fully, and that means that when the DRS will come back on any moment now, because we are on the slicks. Actually, no, it is already on. So as we can see, Vesti over here absolutely going to go back side by side over here into T1. I luckily dive bomb down the inside, stay in the P15 slot, and actually later on, as we can see, lap 16, the mediums have gone into, you know, their perfect spot over there. I've got them up to temperature, and now I'm actually, instead of defending from behind, I'm actually attacking ahead, which is absolutely brilliant stuff to do. Now, I thought, as I was saying, that everyone is still going to make one more pit stop, so I said, well, everyone's going on the hards, I'm going to go on to the mediums. They're going to be better in this kind of situation, because the track is still, you know, gaining speed every single lap. So I thought the mediums will have more grip, will be better than the hards, not really worth on the going on the softs, because we still have a lot of fuel, so they're going to go out within a couple laps. So I thought, let's go onto the mediums, then within the last like couple laps we'll switch over to the softs, and then that's how we'll finish off, as we go in down the inside of Stroll, fastest sector 2, and get past the Aston Martin in a spot that you don't really see many overtakes happen. That was really risky, but we have to actually make up time, because at this point I was thinking, well, my mediums are gonna actually maybe make it to the end. As we go down the inside of Tsunoda, close, pretty much the same overtake that we did on Stroll, but Tsunoda was fighting with Hulkenberg over there. They kind of mishmashed into that corner, and I just saw an opportunity and I took it. And on lap 20 we are in P13, and now chasing down Hulkenberg. So, you know, 2 overtakes done. Here we are going in for the third one. Are we going to be close enough to do the same overtake? It's going to be a lot harder, because there's no cars ahead to slow down Hulkenberg. So yeah, not going to happen this time around. But can we get him into the next corner over here, down past the third DRS zone of this track, down around the outside, actually make it work, because we still have the grip in the tyres. As we can see, the are starting to get worn out, but luckily we still had enough grip then. But now on lap 22, the tyres close to 30% on the rears, especially in the rear left. We are starting to struggle now, and I at this point thought, okay, no one's pitting in anymore, because they would have probably pitted in already. We aren't going to, you know, find the 13 seconds to the cars ahead. So I thought, okay, now we can pit in, go for the softs, you know, maybe get a faster slap. We're not going to get the point for anyways, so no point. Let's just stay here. I'll just hopefully ride this out. There's just like a huge train behind us. Carlos Sainz is out of the race. There's a virtual safety car, and we get damaged because we kind of closed the door on the Hulkenberg. So much stuff happened in such a short amount of time, and now Hulkenberg, for whatever reason, overtook us, even though there was a virtual safety car and we should be in P12. So he is soon going to get a 10-second time penalty. There we go. And soon we're going to pass Sainz, and the virtual safety car is now ending. So now I thought, well, I need to get past Hulkenberg. He might have a slightly damaged front wing, so he is going to hold me back. But if I get past him, he's going to hold everyone else back, and my tyres are pretty much dead. So we have to quickly get past him. As we do on the grass, overtake him. The engineer is still telling me to box. We are 10 seconds away from some points, but that's pretty much not going to happen at this point. At this point, I thought, Hulkenberg slow, we need to stay ahead. Lap 27 out of 29. Hulkenberg slowing everyone down, but on the final lap over here, Tsunoda and Stroll overtook Hulkenberg, and now my tyres are absolutely going off, as we can see, going through the gravel over there, over the grass as well. I'm pretty sure my tyres have never been this used up. But we are still racing, we are still staying on track. Before, if they got up to about 25%, we are already spinning out and stuff. But this shows that the cars are just so much more stable than before. But can we keep this P11 spot? We're not going to get to the points. This is just basically, you know, fueling just, you know, the energy to kind of keep in the fight. Just pretending that this is P10. We have to keep this spot. And if I would have gone onto the softs, you know, maybe we would have overtaken a couple cars afterwards as well. But this just was way more rewarding and way more fun, as out of the final corner we get an okay run, but really, really slow. Tsunoda gets a better run onto the hards with the DRS, overtakes us across the line, and we finish P12. You know, we would have finished lower down with you know, the softs. This is probably the best we could have gotten. Driver of the day. You know, not as good of a race as before, but still a pretty decent one.
And our winner has landed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row for them. I think they'll be really happy with that. I mean, 1 race win is great, but to have 2, you know that you've got it. You're a little bit more comfortable in your skin. This is a great sign of maybe what's to come next.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight.
So the McLaren domination continues from last season. Lando Norris wins from George Russell and Max Verstappen. How they started is how they finished, and we finish in P12, 44.5 seconds behind the leader. Pretty sure the best we could have finished, maybe P11, we could have maybe held on to Yuki Tsunoda a little bit more over there, but still P12 will take that, and hopefully, you know, going to the right direction, scoring more points more often. Hope you guys enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.